Hey there YouTube, I'm Ikitsu, this is the Ikitsu Times, welcome to my channel, welcome to a little bit of Endless Space 2. So we're playing this one as the Vodyani, and we're going to be playing this as a companion series, sort of to the Stellaris playthrough that we're going through. Now you'll notice that I've actually got 3 planets colonized here, if you're familiar with the Endless Space series. And that's because the Vodyani are a little bit special. Any planet that's colonizable that they've got an arc ship around instantly becomes colonized, rather than the typical thing where you sort of colonize things one by one. Now this does mean that they can get starts ranging from 1 planet to 3 planets. I've never seen a 4-planet start, but there's no theoretical reason why it couldn't happen. But yeah, so we've got ourselves a pretty strong start here, but what actually is what you're aiming for the Vodyani is actually starting near a minor civilization. So these guys are actually quite luck dependent. You could end up with a 1-planet start that's far away from other civilizations, so that would really suck. So anyway, let's go ahead and just edit up our arc ship. Now this is one of the things that really makes these guys special. This is the arc ship. It is the largest ship in the game, and they start with it, which is a really strange sort of thing if you think about it. Very, very powerful ship here, a lot of firepower, very durable. So these guys just outright start with these things as their colony ships. Now the downside to this is that they're very expensive and difficult to produce, and they're their colony ships. You can't actually expand it all without building more of these things. Whereas with every other faction, they can slam out a couple of those cheap colony ships pretty much immediately. These guys have to sort of focus on getting these arcs. So we're going to go ahead and apply this design to our arc here. And the reason that we're going to do this is because we need to get essence, which is a unique resource with the Vodyani. And it allows them to build arc ships and to also increase their population. Both of these are very, very strong abilities for these guys. So what we were going to want to do here is just go ahead and upgrade our arc. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Once you've actually done this, for some reason, it used to be that it would immediately start ticking over, but right now I've got to actually garrison or de-anchor it and then re-anchor it, and now I'm suddenly gaining access to our 30 points of essence that we gained from those modules that we put in. So this is what allows the Vodyani to actually produce essence right off the bat here. The other way that people do this is they use their leecher to sort of siphon energy off of minor factions that they find, and that's the more common way to do it, but you don't necessarily find those, and if you can't find one, then you're kind of stuck not being able to expand. So we're going to go ahead and launch a scout probe here. We do want to find one of those minor nations because we still also want to be gaining access to that resource there. So after we've done that, we're going to go ahead and send this guy off this way, and then I think we're going to send our other ship, this leech here, down this way, since we know as well that down this way there's no other planets. So hopefully we'll find a minor nation, and hopefully it's going to be down in that direction. But in the meantime, we've got lots of other things that we need to do. In the early game for this game, I do find it's a little bit luck dependent when you're playing as Vodyani, but it's not too bad. You can actually get through a rough looking start with these guys if you know what you're doing. The only thing that you can't do is just sort of rely on straightforward going for hoping for a minor faction to be near you, and that's why we sort of started the way we have, because getting your expansions up is extremely important. Because of, as well, we've got lots of things to sort of research, and since research is quite strong in this game, we're going to go ahead and start off with another scout ship, where you're building up a new design for it. This one just has outright got a couple of those scout probes on it, and that's pretty much all it has on it. And other than that, we're going to go ahead and assign a governor from of this guy here. He'll be kicking around in this place, just try and improve the population growth here. And more importantly, he's also generating quite a lot of influence for us, which is going to be important as well if we also find another minor faction. So let's go ahead and look at what our research could be here. I think that since we don't see any sort of indication of another faction, I'm going to go with xenolinguistics here. Now, I could go rare earth forms as well, but I think that we're going to go with the one that gives us more production, since that's what that ultimately does. We don't have any titanium, of course, but maybe we'll find some pretty quickly here. Alright, so we got microfactories. That's actually really strong. The reason that we got this is because we automatically explore anything that has any atmospheric anomalies on a planet that we colonized. Because basically, it's like stuff that's literally in the air. How the hell are you not going to notice that? The nice thing about this is it does improve my happiness here a little bit there. And of course, then it also provides us with 3 extra food, which is not that useful for us. So, it's better than nothing, though, and it is certainly appreciated. Alright, so we found lores, and we've also discovered that this is a dead end as well, so we're probably just like right in the corner here. Which is, well, we definitely are right in the corner here, which really sucks, but... Alright, let's go ahead and give this a go. I'm gonna have this guy swing up that way before we send this guy out that way as well, so... Hopefully that'll tell us what's going on here. Scout probe has sort of zipped past there and has discovered pretty much nothing, so that's pretty good. Okay, so we're not seeing anything in that direction immediately. I'm going to actually have this guy go down here. We'll stick around for one turn and then we'll figure out. So this is why I'm saying, you know, it's a good idea to actually set this up so that you're gaining access to this resource right away to a certain degree, because you never know when you're going to get access to it otherwise. Got ourselves our first scout ship there. It looks like we're pretty much down to 1 extra dust per turn. So we're going to have to go ahead and increase that a little bit. So our first building that we're going to get is the Cerebral Reality. That's going to help us out quite a bit. Now let's send this guy up here again, and we found Pisces. We might as well scan this up. So I'm going to take a risk here, and we're going to send our... Oops. Deciduous trees. Okay, I'm going to take a risk here and send our scout... our this guy out this way. Our scout ship, on the other hand, that we just finished creating here, is going to scan up everything in this system here. So we're likely to get deciduous trees on these planets here. That's very, very likely. And that's not terrible. So this is a luxury resource here. It does allow us to sort of expand our colonies and stuff like that, but also provides us with extra happiness. So our plants here are actually quite happy now, plus 65% happiness. We're very, very close to being able to just sort of switch it out, and I might actually want to do this here. But we could go into government here and switch it out so that we've got Toys for Boys here, which is a plus 20% or plus 20 happiness on our systems, minus 10% science. So we're going to go ahead and get that. And this sort of makes up for itself, actually, because we actually gain bonus science from the extra happiness. So if we look here, we're now devoted in happiness. It gives us plus 30% dust and plus 30% science. So we actually get a total boost in that sort of effect there. So getting those extra happiness boosters, quite a good perk for us. And of course, as well, all the deciduous trees are producing extra dust per planet, an additional 2 per population per planet there, so we're getting an extra 4 out of that. So these are becoming quite strong for us. The only thing that we need now is to get to Procyon 1 there, which will reduce our happiness though, so we do want to be a bit careful about that. Now, looking at the sort of map here, Lores is looking like a really good place to expand to relatively next. So we're going to want to figure out what we need to sort of expand to there. It looks like steppes, snow, and ice are the easiest ones. Barren would be possible as well. Now, this place is good for science, but it isn't really great for our sort of production there, so we'll have to see how that goes. But let's go ahead, give it another turn here. And we got ourselves our mission started. So the starting mission for the Vodyani is to find and hunt down these extra little bits of pirate fleets here. So not necessarily that easy to get to all the time, but we'll see if we can find them. And do we find a minor nation down here? There's a minor nation over here. We'll see if I can actually get to that from where we are, though. Let's go ahead and produce more food with our hero here. That's going to be the governing skill that we're going to start with. Being able to grow faster always helps. Now, it's not going to be great for us because our population has a penalty that makes it grow slower. That's because we get much higher sort of quality populations than other factions. But if we can sort of manage to grow our populations faster with our governor, then that is going to work out quite well, because our populations are some of the best in the game. So let's give this a go here. And I think we're actually going to have our guy wait here one more turn, and we'll send a scout out to see what's going on. Alright, so we got some Hyperium as loot. That's really not that great. Alright, so we'll go ahead and hit end turn again. I'm not seeing any Titanium, and I'm not seeing any Hyperium in our sort of borders here. So the fact that we don't have mineable resources is actually really painful. But let's go ahead and get rare earth foams. We'll go get baryonic shielding. That'll get us access to steppes, which is actually quite good for us since it'll allow us to colonize those planets. But also, more importantly, we do want to be able to take baryonic shielding because that will let us scan more different things here. So let's go ahead and grab these up, and we might have titanium down here or something like that. A little bit of science and basic monohull plating, so we got a technology off of that basically. Okay, so the thing is, I do want to get over here as best as possible. So what we're going to have to do is get this guy to actually stay here until we get another recon probe up. And what we'll do is we'll send him over to there, or send that recon probe over to there. And that should let us then fly our scout over to there without having to have a lane there. Essentially, you can fly across without lanes if you've got access to baryonic shielding, if I recall correctly, is the technology for that. Yeah, so that lets us use the warp drive ability there. So it'll get us to where we're trying to go, just not necessarily that elegantly. Alright. Well, so I know that I can get to the pirates here. You can actually use a probe to get to this one. And we're going to try to skip past these guys here and get straight to NGC, so on and so forth. So this is where we could go if we need titanium, which you probably do, honestly. But we can definitely say that it's not going to be realistic for us to get any sort of minor factions. Now, there might be one here covered by the pirates. That's always possible, although I don't think that there is because we've got the sight radius from the probe there. Yeah, so... Although, looks like there actually is a bit... Oh, crap, it's up there. Okay, Alright, that's fine, though. Let's go ahead and get the basic drone networks there. Alright, so these guys actually we want to deal with regardless, so we'll wait till we've got the baryonic shielding anyhow, so that we can fly over there, get first contact, and potentially try and influence these guys up. Yeah, so over here there is another faction here of space amoebas, essentially, so that's quite good. I might send an arc up to Primus as our first colony. Huh, alright. But let's send you up to this away. That'll take us 6 turns. It's quite a while, but so far I'm not seeing any other factions, which is quite nice. Looks like we'll have at least a little bit of room to grow. Our earth foams, and we're going to go ahead and get baryonic shielding. So the early game can actually go quite fast, or it can go quite slow depending on sort of what you're doing, what you know about. Looks like we're sharing this place with the United Empire, so that's not necessarily that bad. They're not too tough, but they can actually become quite a military juggernaut. It's more sort of in the later game I find that they kind of generally move in that direction, though. Alright. Yeah, so just gonna go ahead and scan this up here. Hopefully they didn't grab anything important. Ooh, they left runes. Runes are one of my favorite ones to go for because they typically get you technology. Other things can get you technology, but I find runes are more likely to do it since they can't get you other resources typically. Okay. So let's go ahead and just see what we can manage here. Procyon can now get another thing here. Someone else has gotten 100 dust in a single star system, and that's not that surprising. Someone else managed to get that. So, let's go ahead and grab the Xeno Industrial Infrastructure, though. It's going to be quite an important building for us. I think that all things considered, it looks like we're going for a dust build this game. So we're probably... Oops, someone else got that achievement as well. That's fine, though. But it looks like we're probably going for a dust-type victory here. Even though we haven't got the achievement for getting the most in the start, we should be able to actually catch up pretty quickly once we get our system developments underway. Because we've got so many deciduous trees that we can actually increase the amount that we're getting from our planets by huge amounts. Alright. The only problem, of course, is that we do, for that type of victory, need a few cities, and it does take us a lot longer as Vodyani to get cities. Ooh, nice. Okay, that place has got some stuff to explore. I might have to build another scout ship pretty soon, but we'll see. Turns are going very, very quickly here, which is quite nice. Oh, one more turn before we get that. Okay. One more turn before we get that as well. And hopefully we get some techs here. That's what we're really hoping for. Oops. Low gravity. What did we get in the other one here? Red Sang. Okay, what have we got here? More Red Sang and some titanium. And we've got the ability to lose some science but get a free technology. I'm definitely going to go for free technology. Well, it's not free. It costs 100 science, but that's heavily, heavily discounted. Now, you can sometimes get crappy techs out of this, but I find that more often than not you get good technologies out of this, so might as well go ahead and do that. So I am playing this on Endless, and hopefully they haven't increased the AIs too much from what I remember them being like, but you never know. Maybe they did. I don't really know for sure. But we're going to go ahead and grab Plasma Metallurgy just because we're going to... Oh, actually, no, I still haven't seen any of that crap. Let's grab Atmospheric Filtration for now. Let us colonize ash worlds and move us towards being able to colonize lava planets, which is going to be also quite important for us anyhow. So, since we plan on colonizing towards Primus... actually, I should also check. Yeah, there's an ash world there anyhow. And then there's also a desert world, so we'll figure out how to colonize all that good stuff. But in the meantime, just in time, actually, we can go ahead and start siphoning energy off of Vodyani. And we can start moving towards Justium, these guys here. And that'll get us, notice that first contact bonus. Alright, there we go. Alright. And yeah, there's a bunch of stuff to explore near Lores now, so I should probably get on that. Alright, this is why I should have been saving up some of those atmospheric, explorations rather than just sort of sucking them all up, but I'm not too worried about it. Alright, so there's an interesting thing you can do with the Vodyani here. So these guys, what's their political stance about us? Okay, they're getting +0, but we're going to go ahead and take our ship here and start siphoning essence off these guys anyway. And what's going to happen is it's going to decrease their relationships with us, so I can go ahead and praise them a bunch of times for cheaper. And then I can stop siphoning from these guys, and that will get us up to +8. Now, if I started siphoning again, I could actually get even one higher for fairly cheap, so let's go even one more. Then we'll stop that, and that should get us up to +10, and then I should be able to get these two, and then get us up to +12, which means that we'll be able to take these guys over pretty quickly. Alright. Oh, so this place actually is quite good for both titanium and for... Actually, no, it's only got a little bit of titanium, but it's very good for Hyperium. So we could take them over, potentially. We'll see how that goes. It's near the galactic core, so there's a quest that we're going to want to go for in that general area. And it looks like we're going to be having an election fairly soon here. Alright, someone else has gotten 4 star systems in the same constellation under their control. I'm not really going for diplomacy here, so up yours. He's going to get mad at me for crossing into his borders anyhow, so... There we go. Just head on out the other side anyway. Let's go ahead up this way here. After this is done, we'll go ahead and build another scout. And, oh right, I forgot, we also need to build ourselves another arc, but before we do this, let's go ahead and edit our arc design here. So we're going to actually chuck in some more weapons to our arc. And the reason that we're doing this is because the arc only ever costs 500 essence to build. We're going to add another Almost Provide module to it, of course, and then we're going to fully armor it. So we're going to go with 1 mono hull plate since we got that upgrade, and then 2 shields to sort of keep it balanced out there. So that's perfectly fine. And we're going to go ahead and build one. These things actually take 0 turns to build, so you can see that we actually don't slow down the production of a Xeno-Industrial. We'll actually finish them both next turn. But the sort of slowness of these things is that it takes a crap ton of time to actually get the resources to build them. It's going to take us a long time to get them up to Primus as well, so that's another issue that we're going to have. Alright, what else have we got going on here? Well, let's head you up this way. Nope. Really hoping that we just randomly bump into an atmospheric here. Alright, let's see if we got one. Atmospheric. Okay. So what we're hoping to do is tie for third. If I get another atmospheric, or if I get another probe next turn, I can't remember if I get one next turn or the turn after, then we might be able to tie for first or get first in that quest. So that would be nice. But let's go ahead and grab our arc here, send it up to Primus. It's going to take us 7 turns to get it up there, which is pretty damn painful. But we're getting arcs a lot faster now anyway, so we'll see how that goes for us. Now, this arc coming down here is going to actually be kind of interesting because it's going to be able to generate more arcs. And this is one of the fun things that you can do with the Vodyani, is you can just use arcs to get more arcs more quickly. Looks like these guys are starting to put some influence onto those guys there. And I do need to sort of retreat my Oculus, it looks like. Oh, I might have lost my scout ship past there. Oh no, I didn't. Okay. Ooh, nice. Okay. Let's see if we got another one there. No, we haven't. Okay, so that's fine though. Let's go ahead and hit end turn again. Yeah, so they either intercepted me there, or actually no, I don't think they intercepted me there. I think they just fought me there. Let's go give a check on these things. It's pretty nice. Okay, so yeah, I can get first on that now. Okay, a bit of science, another atmospheric talking world. That would actually be quite nice for just the happiness. Looks like there's another minor faction down that away. So I might want to try and influence one of those two, either these guys or these guys. We'll see which one is better for that. But it's kind of actually hard to compete with that field with the United Empire. They're actually fairly good at that sort of thing. Start getting public-private partnerships just for that science boost. Our science is actually quite low right now, so going to be a good idea for us to grab that. And we should be able to first place this quest now. So 3 actually guarantees first placing on that quest. Alright, +2 vision range, that's completely useless, but this gets us a nice chunk of dust, influence, and titanium. All of that's quite nice. So next up we have to try and find the star system that has the sort of weird culty academy thing that's in this game. Oh, and that was lucky. This is where it is. Okay. So we can colonize the system. Unfortunately, though, since one of the planets is actually destroyed, we don't actually gain anything from the system, really. All we would get is this one desert world, which is not great. But this doesn't mean I can avoid getting one of the techs that I didn't really want to have to get anyway. So let's go ahead and grab up... let's grab Efficiency Aficionado. I think that'll actually work out fine for us right now since our population's low. And other than that, though, let's go ahead and grab up all of these. Even more atmospherics, wow, okay. Grim Recycling is a battle tactic, it's pretty bad. Improved plasma shielding. So that's similar to, that's going to give us actually pretty interesting capabilities since we're going to be quite tough with that combination. Alright. So, yeah, I think that's going to be our episode for right now. Pretty happy with the way things are going so far. We're going to launch a probe here. I want to figure out where the jumping point is to get from maybe Graphius over to here, because I want to actually send a colony ship out to Aena. That might be quite nice. But in any event, I hope you found this episode enjoyable. We'll be alternating this with Stellaris a little bit, so hopefully you found this one enjoyable. And of course, as always, hope to see you guys all next time.